This is not a fake news. The Vatican has named Cardinal Sarah, and this decision came straight from Pope Leo XIV. But, while some people are hopeful, picking a new bishop in Switzerland has made a lot of Catholics really angry. They say he has ideas that go against what the Church teaches. Meanwhile, over in America, a protest stopped James Martin from going to a Catholic event. And finally, Viganò broke his silence with some worrying statements that give us a lot to think about. Stick with us to the end to really get what's going on in the Church today. When Pope Leo XIV was chosen, people felt a mix of hope and caution. He was very direct, paid close attention to church services, and spoke carefully. This made it seem like things might change. However, when they announced the new Bishop of St. Gallen was confirmed, it really brought down the excitement. On May 22, Pope Leo confirmed Beat Grogli as the new bishop of the Swiss diocese. Most people didn't know who he was, but for those familiar with these church matters, he wasn't a neutral choice. Grogli, who was already the priest of the cathedral, was chosen through a special process set up by an old agreement. The cathedral chapter is the group that makes a list of names, and Rome can only say yes or no. Pope Leo XIV gave his okay. Now this might sound like just normal church business, but everything around it, as always, means a lot. You see, St. Gallen isn't just any regular diocese. For many it's a symbol, the historic heart of a church group that, for decades, has strongly pushed for new ideas. It's the place that reminds us, even today, of the famous St. Gallen Mafia, that informal group of more forward-thinking bishops and cardinals who people say, backed Bergoglio getting elected back in 2013. Their influence continues to shape the Church's direction, making St. Gallen a focal point of modern Catholicism. So, with Grogli's approval, who's known for his forward-thinking ideas, it seems like there won't be any big changes. They won't change course. There won't be a big break from the past. They'll just keep going, more calmly, down a path they already know. And sure, while some try to smooth things over by saying, it was because of the agreement, there was no other choice. Others are starting to trust this pope less and less, because they were hoping for something different. Because it's true the Pope didn't choose Grogli, but he did give him his okay. And these days, every decision is really important. Especially when they keep saying, to calm people down, that there will be changes but without going off the usual path. The faithful are watching closely, hoping for a balance between tradition and progress. They want to see how the Church will navigate these times. The future of the Church depends on these crucial decisions, and everyone is paying attention. Alright, now let's move on to some encouraging news. So, while there were some unreliable rumors going around online about new jobs Pope Leo XIV might give to Cardinal Robert Sarah, these were jobs that were never officially announced or confirmed by anyone in charge. Some real, confirmed news has come out, announced by the Vatican. His Eminence Cardinal Sarah has been picked by the Pope to be his special representative for the religious ceremonies. This is for the 400th anniversary of St. Anne's appearances at St. Anne d'Auray in Brittany. This appointment highlights Cardinal Sarah's significant role and the trust the Pope places in him for such an important event. It is a testament to his dedication and the respect he commands within the Church. The celebration, set for July 25th and 26th, is part of the Jubilee year. And it's going to be a super important time for the thousands of young people on their faith journey to Rome. Cardinal Sarah will lead the procession. The special Mass will be held in the shrine, built where the visions happened in 1623. With all this going on, the special job the Pope gave him means a lot. Pope Leo XIV's leadership is crucial during this significant time for the Church. The faithful are gathering and the church bells are ringing, marking this momentous occasion. Not only because it brings Sarah back to the center of a very important church celebration, but also because it quietly brings back a prophetic voice to serve the whole Church. So, while Cardinal Sarah is getting ready to officially represent Pope Leo XIV at the July Jubilee celebrations across the Atlantic, something remarkable, a result of lay people not giving up, took place in Pennsylvania. Over at Holy Family University, the name of Father James Martin, a Jesuit known for his public stances on controversial ideas, his name appeared as an invited speaker for the graduation ceremony, marking a significant moment for the institution. This event highlighted the ongoing dialogue within the Church and the role of laypeople in shaping its future. Father Martin's presence at the ceremony was a testament to the evolving perspectives within the Church. Word spread like wildfire through online Catholic groups, and people were really surprised and upset. People reacted right away, and they were very firm. More than 11,000 faithful folks signed a petition. TFP Student Action started it, asking the university to take back the invitation. But they didn't just stop there. They gathered in front of the campus with rosaries in their hands. They publicly showed they disagreed in a peaceful but very serious way, demonstrating their commitment. Their peaceful protest was a powerful statement, echoing through the community and beyond. In the end, they got their way. Father Martin's name was taken off the official website, and the university leaders quickly said he was never officially confirmed. But everyone knew that if people hadn't spoken up, nothing would have changed. It was the everyday folks who made the difference, not the leaders. These days, a lot of Catholics feel confused by decisions that aren't clear and by some awkward silences. So what happened here feels like a breath of fresh air. It shows that simple faith, when people are determined, can still make a real change in the church. This wasn't just a one-off thing. It shows that many Catholics aren't willing to give in, and they've shown they can make their voices heard. So, while on one hand, important new jobs are announced, on the other, regular church folks show they can rise up. And right then, like a lightning bolt out of a clear blue sky, Archbishop Carlo Maria Viganò speaks up, with a message that's more than just a comment. It's a serious warning. He posted it on his official page, and his message doesn't pull any punches. Not for the faithful who might be too trusting, and not for the new power setups in the church. Viganò begins with sharp, but clear, criticism. After years of challenges to church teachings during Pope Francis's time, many Catholics found comfort in a false hope. They believed that with Leo XIV, just changing the style would be enough to fix the teachings. But, the Archbishop says, this understandable wish can't turn into a make-believe world, where every action is seen as proof of what they want to believe. A make-believe church and pope that, while comforting, don't show what's really going on, and for Viganò the facts speak for themselves. The naming of Bishop Beat Grogli and St. Gallen, who Viganò openly called a well-known heretic, is just the first sign. Then there's also naming a nun as secretary for the Department of Consecrated Life, always pointing to Bergoglio's most talked-about papers, the statements on working with other churches, and this idea of synodality, and even taking up the main talk about climate change. All these are signs, according to Viganò, that don't show a break, but instead a worrying continuation. Finally, like someone who has decided they won't stay quiet anymore, the Archbishop is asking everyone to look at what's really happening with a spiritual eye, to see the tricks, and not to trust people who say nice things just to make you feel better, but actually keep things confusing. He writes that this is the only way to stand up against what the evil one is doing, who works by using lies and making things unclear. His message isn't soft, but it's straight to the point. Christ is King and the High Priest. There's no other way to be saved except through him. And hope isn't about closing our eyes to things, but it's about keeping our eyes on the truth, even when it's hard. What do you think about this? If you like this video, type Amen in the comments. God bless you.